about 2 million people in the world on dialysis, but there's another 7 or 8 million people who need it and just can't afford it. Our invention is a new system for dialysis treatment for kidney failure. If you're on PD, on peritoneal dialysis using our system, you'd have a machine about the size of a bread box, and it would only have one button, an on and off machine. Everything else will be controlled by a smartphone or a tablet that comes wrapped up with the system. You fill the bag at the point of care, on the kitchen table, in the patient's home. It's dramatically cheaper than current systems, and it will save millions of lives around the world. The Medical Devices Fund grant will be really important to us because we can build 10 working systems and test them in 10 volunteer dialysis patients here in Sydney.
Our technology is a microfluidic chip. Microfluidic chip is quite special in that it's got very, very small features, in particular pillars. When we pass a fluid through them at pressure, it induces microscopic turbulence. So what our technology does is uses that microscopic turbulence to get new genetic material into cells which are being passed through the device. Now that's important for a new generation of medicine called gene therapies. Gene therapies in the next decade will cure many, many forms of cancer. The Medical Devices Fund is going to turbocharge our development. Currently, we've got our own data in our own lab showing that our technology works getting new material into cells. This is going to move us into the clinical stage or prepare us for the clinical stage, which is not a trivial thing.
Innovation is really essential in this area because the therapies are currently quite complicated. If we can make these therapies simple and relatively affordable, they're going to be very widely applied. So the sooner we can do that, the better it's going to be for patients.
Trim technology is this injectable liquid that once injected to the body uses a heat from the body to form this elastic gel. The gel provides a scaffold for natural regenerative cells to grow within and form the tissue that we inject it to. It can accelerate the wound healings and wound closure after tooth extractions. So patients can experience less pain and we prevent the risk of infections in patients. For clinicians, it's also easy. It's easy to use products.
With the help of the MDF, we will obviously be using these funds to prove our technology in a wide range of patient populations. And the nature of the technology is such that we can then transfer to different therapeutic indications.
We have a new product called the Project Geldom, which is basically a revolutionary new hydrogel condom material. So we replace latex with a better feeling, more appealing, safer, and potentially cheaper condom alternative. There's 1 million new STIs diagnosed every day, 80 million unplanned pregnancies per year, $60 billion global burden, and the biggest issue for condoms is feel. So our product is designed to help to overcome the #1 issue with condoms, because ultimately the choice of using this medical device is up to the consumer.
Our technology is a device that's used to treat lymphedema, and it's a portable, flexible array of ultrasound transducers that can move fluid under the skin. There's no cure for lymphedema, so it results in this lifetime of symptom management.
Current systems are pretty rudimentary. They're big, bulky things that you need to be couch bound to wear, so they're large, noisy devices that fix you to a certain spot, and we're hoping to be able to give patients the freedom to move around with the device while they're wearing it, make it a lot more discreet.
The importance of the Medical Devices Fund is that it's very difficult for a medical device company such as us to raise funds at this stage. So there's a lot of risk in investing in a company this early. So really what they're investing in is a belief in an idea, the team, and the vision of the benefit to patients and New South Wales.
We call the technology the iFix system. It is like a handheld 3D printers, and that's the iFix pen, which you can carry it. And then it has its ink inside, and that's the iFix ink, which we use it to treat corneal injuries.
What this means for the patient is that they will have a smoother wound healing process and hopefully a shorter recovery time. For clinicians, this is an easier treatment to apply.
No other current treatment have this this potential to actually help healing. It's really easy to carry, easy to use. It can overcome the skills shortage in developing countries.
Obtaining this funding will really accelerate this process. Without it, we'd be limited in terms of the speed that we could reach our goals and the potential to even reach them at all.
We're going to make custom implants for total knee replacement patients. So now that we have the funding, critical next actions is to employ a bunch of engineers in our office in Sydney. Those engineers are going to be tasked with deploying a technology package now in Australia and New Zealand and then into the US. We want to build a substantial Australian business based in Sydney, and New South Wales Medical Devices Fund is a very important funder of that activity.